What is happening, guys? Hope you are all good in the hood. Welcome to episode, is this the third or fourth? Can't remember if it's the third or fourth episode, but today we are going to go through my supplementation and what I use, why I use it, and everything in between, and sort of give you an overview of possibly what you could look at and what you could also use and what to not waste your money on, really, and what not to worry about as well at the same time, because a big topic normally is what protein are you using, what supplements are you got, and blah blah blah, and people tend to negate the important things and look towards the supplements before taking care of the big tasks first. But we've went over training, we've went over food and targets and stuff so far, and this time people said on Instagram they want me to go through my subs, so that's what we're going to do today. I don't know if you can see that they are all arranged out on this chair beside us, so I'm going to go through each one individually, tell you what it is, why I use it, and just give you a brief overview of everything that's in my cupboard at home at the minute on the chair right here. So the first thing actually, what I want to say is, by no means do you need any of these. They see really good progress and really good results, okay? So don't think that you need this shit. This is just like cherry on top of the cake kind of stuff. You can definitely get a lot of really good progress without using any of this stuff. But this is just what I use, and a lot of them are because I'm a really fussy faker whenever it comes to food. But anyway, first one is going to be Supplement Needs Greens Plus powder. I don't know if you'll be able to see that properly. Again, you don't really need this one if you eat enough greens and you eat enough fruit and veg and stuff. I am just the absolute worst person ever whenever it comes to greens. I don't like them. You will never ever see me eating broccoli, cauliflower, asparagus, any of that stuff. So this is why I use this one. Again, by no means necessary if you do get all of, that stuff into your normal meals and normal diet. It's just I absolutely hate it. And yes, I could force myself to eat it, but if I did, I would probably binge out on other shit because I just don't like it, and I'll probably make myself sick and stuff. So there's no point in me trying to force myself to eat that stuff. But I do understand the benefits of and the health benefits of the stuff. So that's why we get this. This tastes absolutely stinking. I've never had a nice tasting greens powder before in my life. This one's cherry flavour, and no matter what flavour you put to these things, none of them ever taste good. And it's just because there's so much shit in it. Like, there's 7 or 8 greens, there's like 6 or 7 reds, there's blues and purples and everything, there's mushrooms, there's fibre blends, there's a whole load of stuff in this, and it's just nearly impossible to make it taste good. So that's why they all taste like absolute shit and they smell like feet. But the good thing is, instead of me putting all this stuff into my meals, I can put this in a wee cup of water in the morning, stir it around, and just neg it back in one, and just wash it down with something else that tastes half decent, and that gets out of the way. So I get the benefits of the health perspective thing without having to eat the shit through my meals. So that's number one. Then we have Supplement Needs again, the Electrolyte Plus. So pretty much what this is just for is electrolytes I have first thing in the morning. It just helps uptake with hydration and stuff. So you wake up first thing in the morning, you can drink it anytime and it helps with hydration obviously, but I find first thing in the morning whenever you're groggy, you've been sleeping all night, you haven't had water obviously while you're sleeping, and it's very important to rehydrate first thing in the morning. So what I do is throw a scoop of this into my water. It helps me get about 1 litre of water in first thing in the morning, and it just helps the upregulation of the electrolytes and hydration first clip in the morning. So I do that whilst I'm out getting my steps and stuff in the morning. I also put this in the exact same drink, and that's creatine monohydrate. One of the well, probably the most proven natural supplement to help with performance whenever it comes to strength and even endurance training and stuff like that. It's really stupidly cheap, and it most definitely works. Again, it's been out the longest, it's the most proven, there's the most studies done on it, and definitely if you're not having, or if you're not taking creatine, it's not a must to see good results, but it definitely helps. And like this has 100 servings, it's 5 grams every single day, so there's no need to load and stuff on it. It's just take 5 grams every single day and you'll be totally fine. But there's 100 servings in this, and I think it was like a tenner. It was definitely no more than like 14 or 15 quid for 100 servings. So it's like stupidly cheap, so there's no reason why you can't get this in as well. As I say, I just mix it with my electrolytes in the morning. This is pineapple punch flavour. This is unflavoured, so you don't even really taste it. Just throw it in there and you're good to go. But definitely helps with performance. I normally get asked that about creatine, what's it do? And it's like, this sounds really stupid, but if you have ever watched, I think, is it Vampire Diaries or the originals, you know what I'm talking about, a doppelganger. So 2 of you, identical, the exact same, everything's the exact same. And one is using creatine, one isn't using creatine. The one using creatine, the day they go in to do a certain exercise, they might get 1 to 2 more reps at that exercise, at that weight, than the person that's not using creatine. Now 1 to 2 reps adds up very quickly over time, so you can imagine the amount of more progress that the person with the creatine is going to see, as opposed to the person not seeing it. So it just helps speed everything up. Not need it, but definitely helps. Then we have omega-3 fatty acids. Again, one, I'm showing how little I like good food. I don't like fish. I hate the smell of fish. Apparently, I used to eat a shitload of fish fingers whenever I was a kid, and then all of a sudden I just went off it. But again, just like the greens, I do understand the health benefits of essential fatty acids and omega-3s, and we just have to get them in. So this is a nice, easy way to just get that in, get the health benefits from it for your heart, your blood and all that good stuff, without having to actually eat the smelly, stinky fish. I know there's probably loads of fish lovers out there, but I absolutely hate it. Important one with this, okay, is do not get the Asda's own brand. Don't go to B&M and get their own fish oil tablets and stuff. They're absolutely shit. They're a hell of a lot cheaper, yes. They're probably like a quarter of the cost, but they're a quarter of the cost for a reason, okay? You're not getting the quality within them. Like one of these capsules has, what you want to look at whenever it comes to fish oil is the EPA and DHA, and the ratio between them two. So this one is 500 milligrams of EPA and 250 milligrams of DHA in one capsule, and a serving is 2 capsules, okay? So in one capsule, 500 EPA and 250 DHA. Whenever you look at the back of your cheap versions in terms of Asda, Sainsbury's, supermarkets, B&M and stuff, they're a hell of a lot cheaper, but you look at the EPA and DHA. To get the equivalent of one of these capsules, you have to take a shitload of capsules of the cheap one, because most of them come with like 75 milligrams and 30 milligrams and stuff. So you can do the maths yourself there. It's quite a lot less. So the quality of fish oil that's in them is garbage. So just spend the money and get a good fish oil. But again, if you eat enough fish, you don't necessarily need that either. Then we have just the vitamin D3 and K2. So this one again just helps with hormone balance, helps with your immune system, and for obviously everybody has went through the lager lurgy for the past couple of years, and you'll notice that it had came out in the research and stuff that vitamin D3, those who got it bad with the lurgy, were deficient in D3, and for us living in Nairn with shit weather all the time, it's coming into summer and it's actually starting to rain out there now, and we don't get enough D3 from the sun, so it's very important that we substitute, we supplement with it. So definitely that is a must. Then we have, we'll start with this one first, we have yohimbine, okay? So this one is kind of up in the air, okay? So it is a fat burner, But what it does is it binds the receptors, and it helps free up fatty acids to use for energy. So it helps you burn fatty acids and lipolysis for energy as such. So yes, it is a fat burner, but it's not like the old school fat burners that you would get like in most supplements shops and stuff, and like the Grenade ones, and there's loads of other ones. But if you check the ingredients and stuff in the other ones, it's like just loaded with caffeine. So it's not the actual ingredients that's helping you utilize fatty acids. It's just that it's fucking buzzing off your tits with caffeine, so you're moving a lot more and you're doing a lot more shit, so you're burning more calories, and then all of a sudden you start losing weight and you think, oh, it's the fat burner. It's not. If you had drunk 16 coffees, it would have done the same thing. So it's not a fat burner full of caffeine. Yohimbine binds the receptors. It helps free up the fatty acids to use for energy. The only downside to this one is that sometimes it can make you feel a wee bit shitty. For some people, I'm totally fine with it, but some people do sort of feel a wee bit nausea and dizzy and stuff with it, so just be careful with it. And also, you have to use it fasted. So the research and stuff on it is all fasted. If you eat anything or drink anything with calories in it, it does negate it, so the body will just use the calories in the food for energy instead of allowing the yohimbine to free up the fatty acids to use for energy. So that's the only downside to it. If you can't use this fasted, there's no point in getting it. What I do is I use it first thing in the morning when I get up, then I go and get my steps in, and then I come back and do my cardio, and I haven't ate anything yet, so that's where I throw it in. If you can't do that, this isn't needed, so don't bother getting it. You can still get great results, again, driving it home without this, but it does help. Then we have pure caffeine, okay? Nice and simple, nice and easy, just tablets of caffeine, 200 milligrams per capsule. And the reason why I have this is, one, I don't like coffee, and two, I can't drink Monster in the morning because of this, okay? So I take these together so that I get the energy boost from this for my steps and my cardio, but then I also can benefit from these at the same time, because yes, Monster has 0 sugar and technically it's 0 calories, but there's actually 14 calories per can, and that will probably not affect this too much because it is such low calories and stuff. But again, if I'm going to spend the money on the stuff, I want to be safe than sorry, better safe than sorry. So I just use caffeine tablets, use that, and then that gives me an energy boost, and hopefully still doesn't negate the yohimbine effects. Then we have one that isn't really for performance, for training or results or anything either, but it's cognition. So this one is a nootropic, and I use this for work pretty much. So whenever I'm doing check-ins, whenever I've got programming to do, I use this because it just helps with focus. So it helps you sort of dial in. It's kind of like there are different ingredients in pre-workout, obviously. Some of them are really stim heavy, so a lot of caffeine and stuff in it, and then some help you focus a bit more. This is just the focus element of it. So you can use this for training as well if you don't want to go stimmed off your tits. But I just use this for work. So if I have a heavy day of programming, if I have loads of clients to catch up with, I have check-in days and stuff, use this, put some music on in the background, and I can just zone in and work to my heart's content. Then we have EAAs, so essential amino acids. So I use this during training. It's just 1 scoop with about 500 to 750 ml of water. Again, it helps me get my water in, but the reason why we use it through training, I don't use it on non-training days, is because it just helps speed up the recovery process, and because we're training, it gets absorbed through the lining of your stomach and into your system a lot easier and a lot faster, so it can help speed up the recovery process. It's not like BCAAs, so don't get them mixed up. BCAAs, branched chain amino acids, aren't essential. These are essential amino acids. Branched chain amino acids aren't. If you're eating enough protein, you don't need BCAAs. They're going to be negligible, so they are. So there's no need to spend the money on them if you're getting enough protein in. EAAs are different. You do need the EAAs, and it's best taken really any time of the day, but preferably while you're training. As I say, I don't take them on non-training days, and it's just because it helps with the absorption of it and helps speed up recovery. Last two then, which you could put in supplements and not really supplements. First one is, they're both proteins, but the first one is the beef isolate protein. By far the best, most nicest tasting protein you will ever have. I've never had any of the team have this and not like it. The only bad flavour I've ever had personally is the cola one, but then there's loads of people that have told me they like the cola one. But if you've ever tried whey protein, it's quite hard to find a nice flavour, and then whenever you do, it doesn't take long for it to get pretty damn sickening. So it does, and even if you go old school strawberry, it's nice for a wee while, and then it gets sickening, and then you hate the thought of drinking it, so you just stop drinking it, and then you look for a different flavour and spend a fortune on them. But this one is literally like drinking flavoured water. If you haven't tried it, if you have tried it, you know what I'm talking about, and you know that this is how awesome it is. If you haven't tried it, I do highly recommend it. I recommend it to all of the team, and as I say, none of them have ever come back to me and said that it's crap. I actually get the message normally with a picture of it, or a picture of them saying holy shit, because it's so nice and easily drunk. So that's the beef isolate protein. The one downfall with it is you can't cook with it, you can't make stuff with it, you can't make mud cakes, you can't make sludge or anything, and this is where this one comes in. So it's the Perform Whey Advanced. This one is the, I just call it the Kinder Bueno flavour, but it's the white chocolate hazelnut flavour. It's absolutely lovely. There's another one that I think it's either cookies and cream or it's cookie dough, and it actually has wee cookie bits through it. But this is probably by far the nicest tasting flavoured proteins that I've ever had in whey protein. I do the odd time if I want to drink it, I do have just a shake of it. But again, it kind of does get a wee bit sickening as well. More so whenever calories are coming down, I want something sweet at night, and I maybe not have any of my protein puddings left or anything like that. Make a wee bit of sludge with this, wee bit of a mud cake or something, and you're definitely bang on the money, but that's where this one comes in. And that's pretty much it. That is all my supplements, and that's the reason why I use them. Again, just to drive home really last minute, is you do not need any of this shit to get progress. You don't need any of this shit to get really, really, really good progress. It's just a cherry on top of the cake, okay? I would always, always highly recommend, because there's like, supplements aren't cheap. There's a decent amount of money's worth sitting right here. But if you've got a choice and you're on a budget, I would always, always recommend hiring a coach to ensure that you're getting really good progress, as opposed to going and spending all your money on supplementation. Everybody always does the supplements first, whenever really they just put the money into a coach, they'll get way better progress, way faster progress. And then if you have some spare cash, by all means go ahead and grab some of these things, but again, they're by no means necessary. Next week, what we're going to do is we're going to go through a day in the life. So next weekend, we have a client photo shoot. So I'll take behind the scenes on that on the following week's vlog. But next week, we have a couple of clients now that I'm going to meet in the gym just to go through posing behind the scenes and stuff. We'll show you that a wee bit, and we'll just go through like check-ins and stuff like that next week. Just a day in the life of a coach kind of thing. And then we'll take it from there. The week after that will then be behind the scenes of the photo shoot. So if you've ever thought about doing a photo shoot or anything, that'll give you a good input on that, and we'll take it from there. But in terms of my progress so far this week, past couple of weeks down just over 3 kilo. So everything's going smoothly. Cardio's now been increased to every single day. So you'll probably see in the next vlog actually, I got a bike for the house so that I can do my cardio first thing in the morning. I can take my Yohimbine, I can take my caffeine, I can go out and get about 4,000 to 5,000 steps in first thing in the morning. And then I come back, jump on the bike in the sitting room, put YouTube on the TV, and I smash out my half an hour of cardio, which is about 300 calories every single day now. But we're pushing on, we're getting good progress. I'm seeing changes, the body's starting to change pretty damn fast, which is good. and then in a couple of weeks time we go on holiday, so we'll have a wee week off then. But yeah, that's what we'll do next week then. We'll take you behind the scenes in a day in the life, and we'll take it from there. Again, thanks for watching. You guys voted for the subs, so that's what I give you this week. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and share with anybody that you think might like some supplements, or any gym buddies or whatever. And yeah, drop me a comment, drop me a message if you have any questions off the back of it, and I'll talk to you all later.